grandmother passed away, were you not able to get in touch with Jasmine?
Correct. Very next day.
Were you calling her?
I was calling and she didn't answer. I sent messages.
Was that abnormal?
To not hear from Jasmine, yes. And for her not to be there for her family, yes.
Did you know if she was seeing anyone in terms of a dating relationship?
Yes.
And who was that person?
Chen.
And to your knowledge, what was their relationship at that point in time?
They're getting to know each other. She wasn't ready for us to meet him.
So you had never met him?
No.
She had never gone to the house?
No.
Was she private?
She was.
So, when was the last time you saw Jasmine?
November 22nd.
Coming up, Michael Ayala joining me for more testimony in the Suitcase by the River murder trial for Jason Chen. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
Come now and make it count.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ashley Wilcott.
And I'm Michael Ayala. We're both here today giving you your front row seat to justice. And we are following several major trials this afternoon here at Court TV.
In New Hampshire, defendant Victor Rivera took the stand in his own defense today, saying he did shoot his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend, but that he did not mean to do it. Closing arguments begin there tomorrow morning. And
in Tennessee, our newest live trial is now underway in the Suitcase by the River murder trial. Jason Chen is accused of fatally stabbing 22-year-old Jasmine Pace and then stuffing her body in a suitcase.
And in South Carolina, the Rose Petal murder trial has now been pushed back to February after there was not a large enough pool of jurors to select from for the trial. Court TV's Kelly Kraft joins us live later this hour for all of the latest there.
But for now, we're going to head back to Tennessee, where the state's first witness is on the stand. This is the victim, Jasmine Pace's mom, Catrina Bean. Let's get back into court.
2022.
Do you know about what day she left your house for the last time?
It was about 11 o'clock at night, I guess.
What caused you to finally take a step to go to Verizon to see if you could check her cell phone records?
Objection. Lack of foundation. Later proper foundation.
You testified that you could not get a hold of your daughter?
No.
Did you try on the 24th?
Yes.
Were other friends and family trying on the 24th?
I'm not sure. I followed up with the friend that I had received a message from. Her phone line saying that she was going to be with, and I couldn't get a hold of her, so I got a hold of her grandmother. Said that Jasmine had not been there for Thanksgiving. Then a friend reached me and said that she had heard from Jasmine that she had not been up there, and I was immediately concerned, and I went to Verizon to see about her phone data, if I could locate her. I seen that there hadn't been any activity on her phone for several days, and so I bought a cheap phone in Verizon and had her phone line put on it so that I could get messages that slide into her car.
Okay, let's pause there because we just testified to a lot. So you testified just now that you learned that Jasmine was not with her friend who you thought she could have been with. Who was that friend?
Emma,
And how did you know that?
because her grandmother and her both said that she wasn't there with them.
Why did you think that Jasmine would have been with Emma?
Because I received a message from Jasmine's phone on the 23rd, which at the time I didn't pay attention to the wording because I was so upset about my grandmother. But on the 26th, when I started getting really concerned, I went back and I read the text again, and the wording said, I'm going with my girlfriend, Emma, to spend Thanksgiving in South Carolina, which Jasmine wouldn't have texted me introducing Emma as her girlfriend because I knew Emma. Emma had spent lots of time around me. So there would be no reason for Jazzy to introduce her that way. That was odd. And then also, I was almost certain that Emma's family was from Kentucky, not South Carolina.
Did you reach out to Emma's family?
I did, her grandmother.
And what did you learn?
Jasmine had not been there with her.
Was that really what sparked your significant concern that something could be wrong?
Yes.
And so then, justified that you went to Verizon, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, so let's slow down. You went to Verizon and did explain to them what you asked for them to do and then what Verizon was able to do with Jasmine's phone.
So I logged into our account because Jasmine's phone line is on our plan. And I looked at her activity on her phone line to see if calls made out, calls coming in, text message, if there was any data activity, anything. And there hadn't been for several days.
Okay. No calls? No activity on apps? What is the My Chevy app?
It's an app that tracks your vehicle's movements.
What kind of vehicle did Jasmine drive?
A Chevy SUV.
Okay. And is My Chevy something that comes with the vehicle?
It is.
With every Chevrolet?
I'm not sure.
You knew at that time that it came with Jasmine's stuff?
Again,
Were you involved in purchasing Jasmine's vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And so, what did you do to log into the My Chevy app?
I had her phone line put on as a different phone that I had to confirm the text. You get a confirmation so you can log in.
Okay. And what was the point of looking at the My Chevy app? It might seem obvious, but what was the point?
So I could locate her car. I couldn't locate her, hadn't talked to her, found out that she wasn't where I had received a message saying she was going to be or who she was going to be with. So the next thing would be to find her car, and maybe I find her.
And did the My Chevy app show that she left your house on November 22nd, 2022?
It did.
And did it show you a destination for her vehicle on November 22nd, 2022?
It did.
I'm going to show you two separate pictures and just ask you to look at them for a second. Do you recognize those two pictures?
Yes.
What is that?
This is from the My Chevy app, a map and then a timeline of her car's movements on November 22nd at 11:27 p.m.
Do these photos accurately represent what you saw when you pulled up her My Chevy app on November 26, 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask that this be State's Exhibit number 1. It's 2 pages.
Any objection? Very good. Exhibit 1.
Permission published. All right, so I know that this is strange where you're sitting, but this is going to be behind you, so you can sort of turn and also talk to the jury at the same time. So Chevrolet Smart Driver, that's sort of how we know it's a Chevrolet, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and then November 22nd, 2022, this reflects the time that her vehicle showed?
Yes.
Okay. And you see this black dot up there?
Yes.
What does that represent to you?
That's the area that my house is at.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can use that one.
All right. The second page of State's Exhibit 1. Does it show you the address from which the vehicle left and arrived?
Yes.
And can you read that address out loud?
5977 Old Dayton Pike.
Okay.
That's my address.
And then destination?
The 108 Fremont Street.
Did you know at that time what was at 108 Tremont Street?
No.
Did it mean anything to you?
No.
Do you recognize those two documents?
Yes.
What is that?
Also another map and timeline of her car's movements from the app.
Okay, and is that an accurate reflection of what you saw on the My Chevy app attached to Jasmine's car in November of 2022?
It is.
Your Honor, this is State's Exhibit number 2. It's a 2-page document.
Exhibit 2.
All right, so now we pull this up on the screen. This black dot down here, what does that mean to you?
That's where her car started.
Well, around, and you can look at State's Exhibit number 1 if you like. What approximate location do you recall? What approximate location was that?
Tremont Street.
Okay. And then, can you see here where that, do you see what that little black dot says? Can you read that? Would you agree that it says start? Here it is. Would you agree that it says start?
Yes. Yes, it says start.
Okay. And so this is November 23rd. This is the next day, right?
All right,
Yes.
Michael, this witness really almost sounds more like a private investigator.
Yeah.
She did all these steps because of each successive red flag and did it well.
Yeah, she did, and I think it's, a lot of people will watch this and say if it were their child, they would want to do the same
Yeah.
thing, but it is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
it creates a lot of problems for the prosecution, which I'm sure we'll be hearing about during cross-examination.
Yeah, that's something I think the defense will go after. Stay with us. We have to take a short break. Of course, we'll get you right back in where we left off on the other side.
A Ponzi scheme and a deadly poisoning.
A former pharmacist already convicted in a federal fraud case.
Now stands trial for the murder of her husband.
The financial crime gives rise to motive.
Did Natalie Cochran kill to cover up other crimes?
We're not here to obtain convictions. We're here to obtain the truth.
Now a jury will decide her fate.
And Court TV will bring you every minute.
The Ponzi scheme murder trial. Live coverage begins this week, only on Court TV.
Back now to Tennessee for our newest live trial, the Suitcase by the River murder trial.
Defendant Jason Chen is accused of fatally stabbing 22-year-old Jasmine Pace sometime in late 2022.
According to the victim's mother, the two were getting to know each other after meeting on a dating app.
Pace's remains were found a day after Chen's arrest. She was stuffed in a suitcase and had suffered more than 60 stab wounds.
All right, we're going to get back into court now, where Pace's mom is testifying on direct about trying to locate her daughter's car using her My Chevy app.
What does that black dot say?
That's where the vehicle stopped.
Okay. Next page here. This will help you a little bit. So the My Chevy app showed that on November 23rd, 2022, her vehicle started at 108 Tremont Street.
Yes.
and then ended just a few minutes later, arrived, rather, at 900 Mountain Creek Road. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, Ms. Bean, based on this, what did you and your family proceed to do?
We went to 900 Mountain Creek Road
Why?
because that's where her car was last.
And at this point in time, who was with you?
My husband and I believe my Jasmine's sister, Gabby, had met us there. I don't remember where she arrived. My oldest son.
Okay. Is that it?
I think so.
What was located at 900 Mountain Creek Road?
My daughter's car.
What area was that, though?
It's apartment buildings. It was in the back corner of the apartment buildings.
When you say it, you mean her vehicle was?
Yes.
So, explain to the jury what you did when you arrived at 900 Mountain Creek Road. What did you and your family proceed to do?
We told the police.
After you found her vehicle?
Yeah.
Did you fairly quickly find her vehicle?
Yes, it took us right to it.
The My Chevy app took you right to it?
The address on my Chevy app.
Took you right to her vehicle.
Yeah.
Was anybody in her vehicle?
No.
Were the doors locked?
Yes.
And then you stated that you called the police.
Yes.
Did the police officer come to 900 Mountain Creek Road?
Yes.
There are 4 photos here, Ms. Bean. You just take a look at those. You recognize those photos?
Yes.
What's depicted in those photos?
My daughter's car is in 2 of the photos, and my husband and I are in a photo. And on another photo, you can see Jasmine's sister, myself, talking on the phone to Chen, and my husband also in the corner talking to the officer.
And do you know if these photos are from a body camera from November 23rd, 2022?
I'm assuming.
Okay. Was that, are they taken from the point of view of the officer to your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. And does it accurately reflect what that apartment building and that parking lot looked like on November 23rd, 2022?
Yes.
I'd ask that these 4 photos be taken to the jury, Judge.
Are these separate photos?
There are 4.
Okay, can we mark them separately? I think it's easier to pull for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Exhibits 3, unless that will mess up your presentation.
No.
Okay. Exhibits 3, 4, 5, and 6. One mark. Go ahead.
Sure. Does the matter one over? Yeah.
I'll be refer to the exhibit number when you're talking.
Yes.
Jurors, you will be able to take these exhibits back to the courtroom with you, so when you hear a witness or when you're talking about exhibit 3, exhibit 5, make a note of it. It'll make it easier for you to refer to the juror. Thank you, gentlemen.
Behind you, Miss Bean, you will see State's Exhibit number 6. Is that yourself in the white t-shirt?
Yes.
Who's that next to you?
My husband.
And I'm going to have you with this pointer here. You can see that red is a button. If you can point out Jasmine's vehicle. Okay, and that is the white Chevrolet. Okay. Then
Also, right there, Jasmine's vehicle.
Okay, safety exhibit number 5 is what the witness is looking at, and that, again, the closest vehicle to us, correct, is Jasmine's vehicle.
Correct.
All right. This would be State's exhibit number 3. Describe who we see in that photo.
That is Jasmine's sister, Gabby Pace. That's myself. That's my husband.
Okay. One more photo, and then I'm going to go back to this one. I'm sorry. I think we have 2 of the same exhibit, Judge.
You just call it 2 for a duplicate, huh?
Yes, Judge.
2 for
Exhibit 4 is a duplicate, Judge. Okay. Katrina, did you?
Are we eliminating that exhibit or?
It's exhibit 4, so it's referred to as exhibit.
Okay, I just want to make sure I keep this.
Combine those. Do you know anybody that lives at 900 Mountain Creek Road?
No.
Did you ever know Jasmine to visit 900 Mountain Creek Road?
No.
Did you knock on any doors that night?
We knocked on so many doors. The apartment complex is large, but I can't tell you how many doors we knocked on.
Did you learn anything significant?
No.
So you testified that in one of these photos, which is the photo that's on the screen behind you, State's exhibit number 3, that you were on the phone with Jason Chen.
Correct.
Why did you call Jason Chen at this location?
I actually didn't even realize it was him at first. I had her call log that I had just gotten from Bryson and going over and seeing who she talked to recently. And so I was just calling the numbers on her call log.
When was the last time that she had talked to
This
number?
mom is not going to sit idly by. She went out there and was very proactive. So you got to
Can't blame her.
No.
Yeah.